How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Welcome everyone to Mahoney Arena for today's primetime matchup between the Southside Archers, who come in with a 0-1 record, taking on the host, number 7 ranked in the state, Northside Legends. Southside comes in with a 0-1 record. They took on Brownsburg, just outside of the Indianapolis area, on November the 26th and lost 89-61. Coach of the Archers is Mike Novell. He's in his 7th year at the school with a 48-81 record. This is his 31st year overall coaching and has a 308 wins to just 397 losses. Northside Legends are coached by Shabazz Khalik. He's in his 7th year at the school. He has 101 wins and 41 losses. This is his 9th year overall with a record of 131-55. Northside opened up on November the 26th here at Mahoney Arena and beat Indianapolis Tech 72-60. 3 days later, they traveled to Blackhawk Christian here in Fort Wayne and won 78-55. On December the 2nd, they traveled to DeKalb and won 67-42. Then on December the 3rd, they beat Indianapolis Cathedral at a neutral court 68-52. So Northside picking up where they left off a season ago. Strong, strong team led by Jalen Butts and Keon Brooks Jr. Jalen Butts is headed to DePaul University in Chicago, Illinois to play collegiately, where Keon Brooks is just a sophomore, and pretty much everybody in the country would love to have Keon Brooks Jr. on their team. Of course, Brooks will not start off this game. He'll start it on the bench. He will sit the first half due to a technical foul that he received in this past game against Cathedral. This is a school rule that he will sit out the first half. Looking to pick up some of the slack for Northside will be Devontae Kinney. Number 4, number 13, Juan Corals. Juan Corals, an outstanding shooter from beyond the arc. And number 1, Jalen Butts, to name a few. Folks, this is SummitCitySports.com, brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine and Sports Center Incorporated. We'll send it down now to our PA announcer.
Starting lineups for this evening's contest. First for the visiting Southside Archers. Starting this evening, at guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 1, Mikhail Stevenson. At guard, a 6-foot 3-inch junior, number 21, Trajan Didier. At guard, a 6-foot 4-inch junior, number 12, Courtney Shorter. At forward, a 6-foot senior, number 5, Dennis Johnson. And at forward, a 6'7" sophomore, number 10, Amari Hall. Southside is coached by Mike Novell. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your Northside Legends. Starting this evening at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 3, Elijah Holmes. At guard, a 5'9" senior, number 4, Devontae P. At guard, a 6'4" officials, Charles Smith, Justin Shippey, and Craig Hershey.
There we have it, folks. Starting lineups for today's Summit Athletic Conference opening game between Northside and Southside. The Southside Lady Archers did win the first game tonight over Northside 54-26. They improved their record to 8-2 overall, 4-0 in the SAC. Northside's record will drop. They are now 2-9 overall on the season. In the center is Jalen Butts and number 10, Amari Hall for Southside. His possession will go to the Northside Legends here with their new unis, kind of like the NBA Christmas Day uniforms with the white numbers on the white uni. Pants kind of got a little gray fade to it as Devontae Kinney goes up strong with the right hand. Trajan Didier, or excuse me, Amari Hall with the block, but he's called with the foul. So for Amari Hall, that'll be his first and the team's first. Kinney looking to get the first points of the game here for Northside. Right-handed shot is no good. Apologize, folks, as we do not have updated season stats for Northside. We do have Southside stats for this game. Southside's leading scorer is Trajan Didier, averaging 21 points per game. Of course, those 21 points came against Brownsburg as Southside 0-1 on the season. That was Mikhail Stevens, number 1. Feed goes to Dennis Johnson out of the corner. He wears number 5. It's the same number he wore as quarterback for the football team. Number 12 is Courtney Shorter. And tough defense being played by Northside here, forcing the turnover. 7:26 left to play here in the first quarter. Northside's up 1-0. Kinney bringing it over the timeline. Stevens with the defense. Trajan Didier wears number 21. He's matched up with Elijah Holmes. Feed down low to Jalen Butts, back out to Kinney. Good ball movement on the perimeter. Juan Corals is the man you want with the ball in his hand, shooting those triples. Jalen Butts, strong move, reverse lay-in is good by number 1, Jalen Butts. Northside now up 3-0. Stevens gives it up to Shorter. Stevens had 13 points in that game against Brownsburg. A perfect 3 of 3 from the field he was. He was 0 of 6, though, from beyond the arc. Dennis Johnson looking to play college football, quarterback at the next level. Very good-looking athlete with really surprising speed. Looks like a foul is going to be called on number 10. It's Brandon Johnson. Johnson, a 6'2" junior guard. It'll be Didier with the inbounds pass. Of course, Southside playing without Austin Boucher this year. Boucher left the school to go to Northside, but then would have had to sit out a season playing JV ball, so transferred to a Maryland prep school. Nice feed to Trajan Didier. The floater over Jalen Butts is good. Didier scores 2 to pull his team within 1. Northside up 3-2. Butts wide open as Holmes out of the corner, and it's good. Elijah Holmes with the triple. That'll extend the lead 6-2 for Northside with 5:55 left to play. Didier had that shot blocked by number 10, Brandon Johnson. Butts, no-look pass looking for Corals out of the corner, was tipped out of bounds. Possession to stay with Northside. Garden Corals with the inbounds pass is number 12, Courtney Shorter. Shorter, a 6'4" junior. He's got a lot of spring to his step, a lot of energy on the floor there for the Archers. Kinney with the defense on Kinney is Mikhail Stevens. Stevens got a hand in there. Nice feed to Jalen Butts. Butts working through the contact, cannot finish. He will head to the free throw line, though, to shoot 2. Coach Novell's looking for the travel. Foul's called on Shorter, number 12, his first, and the team's second. Butts with 2 points in this game, looking for number 3. Off the heel, no good.
Subbing in for Southside number 2, Therese Bobo.
Therese Bobo, number 2, is going to check in for Dennis Johnson. Excuse me, no, he checks in for Amari Hall. Folks, Therese Bobo, number 2, he was arguably the best wide receiver in the Summit Athletic Conference this past season. When you just look at his skill set out there on the field, he's a fantastic weapon for that Southside football team. Of course, Dennis Johnson was throwing him the rock.
Northside fouls on 3, Elijah Holmes. That's his first team.
Elijah Holmes picks up his first foul. It's the team's second. With the inbounds pass, it's Didier. Gets it into Stevens. 3-point shot, no good. Remember, Mikhail Stevens was 0 of 6 from beyond the arc in his first game against Brownsburg. Trajan Didier was 2 of 5, and Courtney Shorter was 1 of 5. The team was 3 of 17. 5:25 left here in the first quarter. Northside up 6-2. Didier's inbounds pass goes to Stevens. Shorter up top, being guarded by Quarles. Trajan Didier, a great-looking athlete at 6'3". He's only a junior. Can only imagine what this team would be like with Austin Boucher. He opted to leave the school. Dennis Johnson, putback is good by Courtney Shorter. Shorter once again showing great athleticism on the floor for Southside. With the defense on Quarles, forcing him to his right. Quarles, beautiful looking shot. Floater's good by number 2. Threw it up with the right hand. 8-4 is your score now with 4:43 left to play in the first quarter. Johnson had it knocked away by Devontae Kinney. Now in transition. Kinney gets it off the glass. Foul's going to be called on Mikhail Stevens. For Stevens, if you're going to foul him, you want to make sure he doesn't get that shot off. Kinney gets the 2. He now has 3 points in this game. He's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Looking to make it 2 of 3. Set to check back in will be number 10, Brandon Johnson. Oh, excuse me, Amari Hall. Amari Hall is going to check in for Therese Bobo. Bobo's a senior at 6'1". Very good hops and body control in the air, as Kinney is now 1 of 3 from the free throw line in this game with 3 points. Stevens being guarded by Holmes. Shorter. Man-to-man defense being played by Northside. Shorter goes up strong. He's fouled. He will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul is going to be called on number 13, Juan Quarles.
That's his first, team third.
So for Quarles, that's his first and the team's third. Shorter's first free throw, up and in. Courtney Shorter did not shoot a free throw in his first game. He did score 3 points though, and that was a 3-pointer. He was 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Second one's no good, rebounded by Butts. Ball eventually makes its way to Devontae Kinney. Drew the contact, could not finish. On the putback was number 10, Brandon Johnson.
Southside foul on number 10, Amari Hall.
Amari Hall going to be called with the foul.
At the line shooting 2 will be Brandon Johnson.
Johnson looking for his first points of the game. First free throws up and in.
Entering in for Southside, number 2, Therese Bobo. Number 3, DeMarque Perkins.
Therese Bobo re-enters the game in for Dennis Johnson. Number 3 for Southside, DeMarque Perkins, also into the game. Perkins had 4 points in the first game against Brownsburg. Second free throw attempt by Johnson is good. He now has 2 points. That extends Northside's lead 12-5. Stevens, 15-foot jumper, rims out. Rebounded by Didier with the putback. Trajan Didier now with 4 points. Johnson finds Elijah Holmes in the corner. A little bit too strong. Didier with the board. Loose ball picked up by Holmes. as Didier coughed it up, and we got a blocking foul going to be called on Trajan Didier as Johnson heads back to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That foul's on number 21, Trajan Didier. That's his first, team fifth.
So for Didier, that'll be his first foul and the team's 5th. 3:48 left to play here in the first quarter. (15-7) your score. Nice play down low. Mikael Stevens with the bucket. Johnson. And we got an over and back going to be called on Northside as Johnson took the pass but then passed it back. Entering for Northside is number 2, Elijah Long. In for Elijah Holmes. Shorter. Butts has got the defense now on Shorter. Shorter who does go 6'3", Butts at 6'9". Out of the corner. Three-pointer is good by Courtney Shorter. Shorter now has 6 points in this game. He's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. That'll pull Southside to within 3. But a beautiful feed, and Brandon Johnson hanging in the air. He now has 5 points for Northside. That's going to lead the Legends, who are up 17-12. Shorter. Looking to penetrate. Good defense being played by Butts. Down low. Errant pass by Therese Bobo. On the other end, another turnover in transition. Bobo takes it. And Elijah Long going to be called with the foul. Juan Corals also in on the act. Therese Bobo at 6'1".
Northside fouls on Elijah Long, his first,
Yeah.
team fourth.
Long going to be called his first, team's 4th.
At the line shooting 2 is Therese Bobo.
But Therese Bobo is the guy you want to see with the ball in his hands in transition. As that one falls a little bit short for Bobo. Bobo had 1 rebound and 1 assist, 1 steal in that game against Brownsburg. As Long's three-pointer is no good, but Corals gets the board. Down low, reverse by Jalen Butts. Hard to stop the big man underneath. Butts now with 4 points, 19-12 your score. Northside on top. Ball kicked out of bounds. Possession to stay with Northside. Dennis Johnson going to check back in for the Archers.
Southside number 5, Dennis Johnson.
Inbounds goes to Mikael Stevens. Foul going to be called on Devontae Kinney from behind.
Northside fouls on 4, Devontae Kinney. That's his first, team 5th. At the line shooting 2 is Mikael Stevenson.
For Kinney, that's his first, team's 5th. Mikael Stevenson now at the line to shoot 2. First one's no good. Stevenson was 7 of 9 from the charity stripe in his first game,
30-second timeout.
shooting 78%. Timeout called by Southside. Folks, today's game is brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. This is SummitCitySports.com. Back to By-Hay Arena, Northside up 19-12 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter. At the free throw line, it's Mikael Stevenson. Second one is good for Stevenson. He now has 3 points in this game. That'll pull Southside to within 6. Kinney with the inbounds pass. We got a full court press being put on by these Archers. Ball makes its way to Jalen Butts, another reverse lay-in. Butts now has 6 points. All 6 have come off the reverse lay-in. Stevenson was looking for a darting Didier, but that was Dennis Johnson picking up the loose ball. Johnson gets his first 2 points of the game. So DeMarque Perkins picks up his first foul, loose ball foul. Team 6th. Kinney over the timeline. Stevenson's got the defense on Kinney. That's shorter on Quarles. Butts. Dennis Johnson with the defense on Butts, doing a good job of staying in front. Foul is going to be called on Perkins. So for Perkins, that's his second, team's second. Butts back at the free throw line, nails the first. Butts now 2 of 4 from the charity stripe, rebounded by Perkins. Perkins hands it off to Stevenson. Kick out goes to Didier for 3. No foul called on the slap. Rebounded by Perkins. Now it's Stevenson, has Shorter up top. Newly inserted into the game for Northside is number 22 as Shorter goes high off the glass. Courtney Shorter now has 8 points for the Archers. Butts once again going to be fouled. Foul goes on Dennis Johnson. Number 22 for Northside is Nate Carball. He's a junior, 6'4" junior. Butts misses the first. Therese Bobo going to check in for DeMarque Perkins. Second free throw is good for Jalen Butts. Butts currently with 9 points for Southside. Stevenson kicks out. Courtney Shorter on the near wing. That one rimmed out. And Stevenson tried to keep it alive for Southside. Could not, as his momentum took him OB. Kinney now inbounds it. 58 seconds left here in the first quarter, 23-17. Northside on top. Devontae Kinney nearly uncontested. Extra pass went to long. A huge block by Therese Bobo. Courtney Shorter on the other end. Too strong with the lay-in. Possession's going to stay with Southside. Folks, you saw it right there. Therese Bobo elevating with the huge block. He's an exciting player, folks, whether it's basketball or football. Once again, Therese Bobo, senior at 6'1". Didier up top. Kicks back out to Stevenson. Long three-pointer on its way. Mikhail Stevenson, no good. Rebounded by Didier. 27 seconds left on the clock. Courtney Shorter contested by Carball. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds. Possession with Northside. Very fast-paced game here between these two squads. As the inbounds pass goes to Devontae Kinney. Courtney Shorter in the backcourt, along with Stevenson. Kinney. Right-handed dribble drive, kicks out. Carball out of the corner. Three-point attempt is good. So Carball hits the three-pointer at the buzzer as Northside leads it 26-17 over the Southside Archers. Folks, you won't want to miss Juju on That Beat holiday concert. Party with Zay Hilfiger and Zion McCall, both performing live. This is an all-ages event. Saturday, December the 17th, at downtown YMCA at 1020 Bar Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 in advance, $20 at the door. You can also purchase $30 VIP tickets. That includes free food and beverage, also a picture with the artist. You can get your tickets at Plato's Closet, 4718 Coldwater Road, and at both the above average barber shops at 513 East Jefferson and 354 East Pettit. For more information, call 260-797-7929. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Summit City Sports. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Summit City Sports, so you can get all the latest in broadcast and highlight notifications. Back to the action, as that was Trajan Didier with the inbounds pass. Folks, Parkview Sports Medicine and Sports Center, Inc., two proud supporters of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Traveling, going to be called. Turnover by the Archers. It'll be Brandon Johnson with the inbounds pass. Once again, pressure in the backcourt here by the Archers. That's Trajan Didier guarding Devontae Kinney. Kinney, always one of the top point guards in the SAC. Long's three-pointer, no good. Tip out was picked up by Courtney Shorter. In transition, Therese Bobo. I believe Devontae Kinney got a hand on that one as he swatted it off the glass. Now Elijah Long with the lay-in. For Elijah Long, that's his first 2 points of the game. Northside now up by 11, 28-17, 7:23 left to play. So Brandon Johnson called with the foul. He's going to head out of the game. For Johnson, that's his second, the team's sixth. Quick pass to Bobo. Short jumpers, no good. Kinney now in transition. Has Long in the corner, lobbed it up for Butts. Three-point attempt by Elijah Holmes is good. For Holmes, that's his second three-pointer of the game. Stevenson inside the arc, no good. Didier ripped it away from Holmes. Dennis Johnson on the floor. Didier out of the corner for three, no good. 6:53 left here in the second, 31-17 Northside. Therese Bobo, number 2, called with the foul. Juan Coral's back in. DeMarque Perkins in for Southside. Juan Coral's going to enter for Elijah Long. Long, who earlier hit the triple. Juan Corals can do just that as well. Jalen Butts at the free throw line. Front end of the 1-and-1, rims out, rebounded by Johnson. Stevenson back to Dennis Johnson. Once again, Dennis a QB for the football team. Bobo, three-pointer, no good. Carball going to be called with a foul, number 22. Courtney Shorter going to check back in for Southside. Johnson at the free throw line front end of the 1-1. First one is good. Dennis had 4 points in that first game against Brownsburg, did not shoot a free throw. So currently on the season, he's 1 of 2 as Didier gets the board. Perkins just inside the arc, 16-footers, no good, rebounded by Kinney. Kinney pushing up to Elijah Holmes out of the corners. Carball, three-pointer, no good, left short. Side rim, no good, shorter. Outlet pass up to Stevenson, and he finishes. Mikhail Stevenson with his 5th point of the game. Foul's going to be called on Juan Quarles. For Quarles, that's his 2nd, the team's 8th. Folks, I apologize. I got Mikhail Stevens on one sheet and Stevenson on the roster. Score is 31-21. Mikhail Stevens called with the foul. It's his 2nd, team's 10th. Devontae Kinney at the free throw line to shoot 2. He's currently 1 of 3 from the charity stripe in this game.
Southside South, number 11, Derek Dufour.
32-21 now your score. Checking in for Southside is number 11, Derek Dufour. Kinney sinks the 2nd. Loose ball is going to be picked up by Long. Carball hands it off to Holmes. 6:12 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Strong take by Devontae Kinney. Lay-in is good. Devontae Kinney now with 7 points in this game. His squad up 35-21 over the Archers. Stevens. Long 3-point attempt taken by Dufour. Dennis Johnson with the rebound and putback. He's fouled. He'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul is going to be called on number 22, Nate Carball. Johnson, who was 1 of 2 from the free throw line last time there, misses the first. Therese Bobo going to check in for Courtney Shorter. I take that back. Bobo checks in for Dufour. Johnson does hit the 2nd, now 2 of 4. He's got 4 points in this game. Holmes gets it over to Kinney. Devontae Kinney finds Elijah Long in the corner. Courtney Shorter had left his feet, and big collision there. We're in the double bonus, so Holmes is going to head to the free throw line to shoot 2. 5:41 left to play in the 2nd. Long's got 2 points in this game. He'll stay at 2. DeMarque Perkins checks back in for Courtney Shorter. Long's 2nd free throw attempt is good. Long now 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Bobo looking for Perkins as Jalen Butts knocks it OB. It's Johnson now, gets it into Didier. Stevens up top, 5:33 left to play in the 2nd quarter, 36-22, north side. Stevens finds Perkins, and traveling going to be called on number 3. Long gets it over. That was Holmes, excuse me. No, Long over to Carball. No good. Devontae Kinney with the board. Kicks out. Holmes to Long. Kinney. Didier with the defense. Devontae Kinney lost the handle, did a great job of regrouping. He now has 8 points. His team up 38-22. Didier going to be fouled in the lane. Foul is going to be called on number 22, Nate Carball. That's his third. He's picked up 3 fouls here in the second. So Didier, first trip to the free throw line, sinks the first. Trajan made 7 of 7 free throws in his first game, still shooting 100%. Stevens going to take a breather. Checking back in is number 11, Derek Dufour. Second one's good as well for Didier. Trajan now with 6 points. And Elijah Long, that ball is out of bounds, turnover by Northside. Dufour being guarded by Long. Holmes got the defense on Didier. Three-pointer left short. Kinney with the board. And Devontae Kinney steps on the baseline. Turnover by the Legends. With the inbounds pass will be Didier. Trajan. Dufour back to Didier out of the corner. Looking for Johnson down on the block. Dennis gets it. Fadeaway jumper. Right-handed hook. No good. Butts gets it over to Kinney. Up to Elijah Holmes. Whoa! Circus shot. Lay-in is good by Elijah Holmes. That was outstanding. Holmes now has 8 points. And Northside will get the ball back. Offensive foul charge going to be called on number 3, DeMarque Perkins. For Perkins, that's his third. Both teams in the double bonus.
Southside substitutions are number 10, Amari Hall, and number 12, Courtney Shorter.
So Courtney Shorter checks back in along with number 10, Amari Hall. Kinney with the inbounds pass. 4:25 left in the second. 40-24 Northside. Feed goes up to Holmes. Behind the back to Kinney. Carball tracks it down. Finds Holmes up top. Holmes, three-point attempt. Elijah no good. Another foul going to be called on Carball. That'll be his fourth. So Carball with 4 fouls, all of them coming right here in this frame. Didier back to the free throw line. Didier hit his last 2 free throws. He's now a perfect 10 of 10 on the season. Once again, folks, I do apologize. We do not have season stats for Northside, only for Southside as Didier hits them both. Didier now with 8 points. Courtney Shorter keeping it away from Devontae Kinney. Shorter gets it back. Nice lay-in by number 12. His first 2 points here of the second quarter, Jalen Butts. It's good. Foul going to be called on number 10, Amari Hall. Jalen Butts, his first 2 points of the second quarter. Butts now has 11 on the game. Foul's called on Amari Hall. That's his third. With the free throw attempt will be Jalen Butts. Butts drains it. He now has 12 points in this one. We're inside 4 minutes to play. 43-28 is your score. Northside on top. Take from the top of the key. Perkins turns it over.
Entering for Southside is Mikhail Stevens.
Mikhail Stevens checks back in for Dufour. Kinney with the inbounds pass. Devontae gets it into Elijah Holmes. Up to Nate Carball, leaves it short. Rebounded by Johnson. Dennis Johnson, Mikhail Stevens. 3:30 left here in the second quarter. Courtney Shorter three-pointer. Rebounded by Carball. That three-pointer was contested by Jalen Butts. Elijah Long, Euro step when the lay-in's good. Long now has 5 points as Northside extends its lead 45-28. 3:07 left in the second. Good ball movement, Shorter from the wing. Three-pointer is good. For Courtney Shorter, that's his second three-pointer of this game. He has 5 points in the second quarter. He has 13 points overall. Shorter with the rebound. That was a miss by Elijah Long. Feed goes down low. Dennis Johnson could not finish. Nate Carball with the rebound. Good feed over to Holmes. Finds Jalen Butts. Elijah Long with the lay-in. (47-31), 2:19 left to play. Northside on top. Traveling going to be called on the Archers. (16-point advantage here for the Legends. 2:16 left till halftime. Butts gives it back up to Kenny. Long. Bounce pass. Carball all alone out of the corner. Three-pointer is Long. That was an air ball attempt. Trajan Didier on the other end. Didier so smooth. He now has 10 points in this one to lead the Archers. He's behind Courtney Shorter as Jalen Butts cannot convert there with the big time slam. So a technical going to be fouled on Jalen Butts for hanging on the rim. Didier, first free throw is good. That's going to be interesting as Didier sinks them both. He's now a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He's a perfect 13 of 13 on the season. Trajan Didier. So I'm not sure if Butts is going to have to sit out the first half of next game because of that technical. And there are times, folks, when you need to hang on the rim for the player's safety. Not sure if that was one of them, but you will find it when a player goes up for a dunk and there's players underneath them. Or in transition, sometimes the force of your momentum can take you underneath the hoop. Need to hang on to make sure you don't fall on the back of your head as Nate Carball gets the lay-in underneath Didier for 3, and it's good. Didier, his first 3 ball, now a turnover. Steal picked up by Didier. Courtney Shorter could not finish at the cup. Holmes had it knocked away. Kinney behind the back to Elijah Long. Holy moly, what a play. All the way around. Devontae Kinney behind the back. Long finishing. Long now has 9 points all in this quarter. The foul is going to be called on number 12, Courtney Shorter. That's his third. (51-38) is your score. 1:04 left to play in the second quarter. Elijah Long 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Make it 1 of 3 now. 1 minute left to play in the second quarter, folks. 1 minute. Didier, long three-pointer. No good as it rimmed out off the heel. Jump ball going to be called. Perkins getting there along with Carball. Kinney now with the inbounds pass. Goes up high to Butts. 44 seconds left in the frame. Mikhail Stevens going to be called with the foul here in the backcourt.
Southside calls on one, Mikhail Stevens, his third. At the line shooting 2 is Devontae Kinney.
So Devontae Kinney at the free throw line. He is currently 2 of 5 from the charity stripe. Make it 3 of 6. (52-38), 42.7 seconds left here in the second quarter. Second one's no good. That was rebounded by Therese Bobo. Stevens, Johnson. We got a foul going to be called off ball. I believe it's on Elijah Holmes, number 3.
Southside fouls on 21, Trajan Didier, his second.
Foul's called on Southside's number 21.
Therese Bobo, that's his second.
Okay, the foul's called on number 2, Therese Bobo, his second. Both teams, it's over 10 fouls. 24 seconds. Devontae Kinney, and he was hung up there in the lane, turns the ball over to Southside. Close to a travel there as well. Mikhail Stevens over the timeline. Stevens to Perkins. And Stevens picks up the loose ball and drains the triple with 1 second to go before the break. Mikhail Stevens, outstanding. He now has 9 points in this game. Northside leads it 52-41. Folks, we'll take a break up here. We'll be back with you for the second half action. Once again, today's broadcast is brought to you by Summit City Sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you get all the latest in broadcast and highlight videos. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Inc. is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Folks, don't forget about Juju on That Beat holiday concert. Party with Zay Hilfiger and Zayon McCall. They will be performing live. This is an all-ages event, Saturday, December 17th at the Downtown YMCA at 1020 Bar Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 in advance, $20 at the door. And there are also $30 VIP tickets, which include free food and drinks. Also, you'll get a picture with the artist. Get tickets at Plato's Closet at 4718 Coldwater Road and at both the Above Average Barbershops at 513 East Jefferson and 354 East Pettit. You can get your tickets online at JujuOnThatBeatFortWayne.eventbrite.com. For more information, call 260-797-7929. Welcome back, everyone, to Buy Hay Arena, where the Northside Legends lead it 52-41 over the Southside Archers. In the first half, Jalen Butts had 12 points for Northside. Devontae Kinney had 9. Juan Corals had 2 points. Elijah Holmes with 8. Brandon Johnson with 6. Elijah Long with 9. And Nate Carball with 5 points. Looking at Southside, Mikhail Stevens had 9 points. Dennis Johnson had 4. Courtney Shorter had 13. And Trajan Didier 15. Courtney Shorter was 5 of 10 from the field. Trajan Didier 4 of 8. Mikhail Stevens 3 of 7. Dennis Johnson 1 of 3. Trajan Didier was a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line in game number 1 against Brownburg. It was a perfect 7 of 7. So very impressive. Now Northside did start off this game playing without Keon Brooks, who had to sit out the first half. He will certainly see action here in the second half. Always exciting is number 12, the sophomore Keon Brooks Jr. Up next for Northside, they will take on Lawrence North High School. LN out of Chicago on the out of Indianapolis on the east side. That's part of the Southport tournament. Snyder will also be at that tournament. Up next for Southside, they will travel to Zionsville to take on Zionsville. That's a 6:30 p.m. tip-off. Northside and Lawrence North is a 9 p.m. tip-off. So some real good basketball action going on tomorrow at Southport High School. The beautiful facilities that they have there at Southport. Back to the action here. Third quarter, Northside up 52-41 as Southside's going to start this game with a turnover. Mikhail Stevens says, "My bad," as he turns over and looks at Coach Novell. That is Johnson bringing it up for Northside. Brandon Johnson. But skip pass goes over to Keon Brooks. Three-point attempt just left short. Tracked down by Mikhail Stevens. Stevens is just a sophomore at 6 foot. Courtney Shorter. Didier for 3. This is good. Trajan Didier hits his second three-pointer of the game. He was 1 of 2 from beyond the arc in the first half. Northside up 52-44 with 7:20 left here in the third quarter. Devontae Kinney. Keon Brooks. Got a zone defense being played here by Southside, a 3-2 zone. Hall all the way out on Kinney, as that will force the turnover. Trajan Didier trying to pick up the handle, cannot do it. Possession to Northside. Shorter in the backcourt. Some token pressure as Brooks finds Devontae Kinney off the glass. Devontae scores the first 2 points of the game for Northside here in the second half. He'll add to his total. He now has 11 points. Another turnover. That's the third straight turnover. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers by Southside. Set to check in for the Archers will be number 3, DeMarque Perkins. Once again, folks, today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel And there will be a little bell by that subscription that you click on. Click on that bell and you can make sure to get notified via email or via your app on your smartphone every single time we have a live broadcast. We've got cameras out at all 5 doubleheaders. Normally on a given night, we'll bring you 2 games live. Tonight, it's just the South Side and North Side games being brought to you live. Lob pass goes down to Keon Brooks. Holy cow. As Brooks went sky high to get that one. Keon's first 2 points of the game, they are a big one. Wow. Folks, his hands were as high as the backboard, the top of the backboard. He had to reach back about a foot to grab it and threw it down big time. I posted the dunk from the Blackhawk Christian game, and it's amazing how he's starting to look like LeBron James throwing it down there. He's starting to pack a little muscle onto that frame, too. He's just a sophomore, folks. Last year he was playing as a 14-year-old freshman. Travel going to be called on Johnson. Brandon Johnson, the 6'2" junior. Folks, that dunk right there was something special because it was thrown behind him. Turnover again by Southside. 4 turnovers here in the second half. As Johnson's going to finish, we'll head to the free throw line looking for the and one. Dennis Johnson called with the foul. That's his third and the team's second. Dennis Johnson, folks, once again, 6-foot senior. Goes 6'6", also a quarterback. Looking to play at the next level. His recruiting video is up at SummitCitySports.com under recruiting videos on the homepage. Perkins, good pump fake. That little hesitation got Northside up in the air but could not finish. In transition, Kinney finds Johnson. Brandon Johnson driving from the corner. Elijah Holmes for 3. No good. Great job by Trajan Didier knocking away from Holmes and then finishing. Trajan Didier is a special basketball player, folks. Didier now has 5 points here in the second half. He had 15 points in the first half. Johnson picks up his 4th foul as Jalen Butts heads to the free throw line. First free throw by Butts is strong. Trajan Didier led all scorers in the first half with 15 points. Second one does rim in for Butts. Butts is now 5 of 10 from the free throw line. Baseline jumper by DeMarque Perkins is good. For Perkins, that's his first 2 points of the game. 59-48, Northside on top. Beautiful looking lay-in. Devontae Kinney is so slick on the floor, folks, and can finish at the cup with ease. It's amazing just how fast and under control Devontae Kinney is. You watch it live, folks, he is quick. Number 11 is DeFore. Didier with the left-hand dribble, working off that pick set by number 10, Amari Hall. Hall, loose ball, picks up his own loose ball. Right-handed hook shot's no good. DeFore, strong take, just cannot maintain composure fighting through the contact. Another turnover by Southside. That's been the story here of the second half for the Archers. 61-48 is scored, Northside on top. Inside 4 minutes to play. Foul going to be called this time on DeMarque Perkins. So for Perkins, that's his 4th foul and the team's 4th. Therese Bobo checks back in for Perkins. Keon Brooks. Three-pointer is good. Brooks now with 5 points, did not play the first half. Already with 5 here in the second. Didier's three-point attempt off the mark. Shorter with the rebound. Shorter just inside the arc. 18-footer's no good. Another loose ball. And loose ball foul going to be called on Devontae Kinney. Soccer player picked up the loose ball as he was juggling it on his right foot. That was pretty impressive. Then threw it to the ref with his right foot. 3:26 left here in the third quarter. 64-48. Northside had the 11-point advantage heading into the break. So the inbounds pass goes back to number 11, Derek Dufour, a senior at 6 foot. Loose ball. Coach Shabazz Kaliks wanting a foul on the push. Not going to be called. Mikhail Stevens back into the game. Poor guy's been called Stevenson and Stevens the whole game. I got confirmation that was Stevens, which is what's up on Max Preps as well. Says Stevenson though here on the game day program. Beautiful feed down low to Stevens. That was Didier. Shorter takes it top of the key. One-on-one with Keon Brooks. They have similar frames. Brooks, of course, is taller. Keon Brooks goes 6'8", just a sophomore. Another turnover by the Archers. Southside cannot hold on to the rock here in the third quarter. Lob pass goes up to Keon Brooks. And the showtime continues here at Bahia Arena. Keon Brooks throwing it down. Shorter cannot answer. Rebounded by Didier. Reverse lay-in's no good. Bobo, Shorter, finally rebounded by Brandon Johnson. Keon Brooks now with 7 points. On the other end, lay-in's no good. Foul going to be called. Keon Brooks, his first, team second here in the third quarter. 2:22 left to play, 66-48 is your score. Well, guess I'm going to have to go ahead and post Keon Brooks' dunks from tonight because they have been spectacular, folks. We'll look for Jalen Butts to get involved too, as he's a true rim rocker as Jalen Butts. Big block by Butts. Stevens picks up the loose ball, and the floater's good. For Mikhail Stevens, that's his first 2 points of the third quarter. He now has 11 in this game. Brooks nearly had it taken away by Didier. No look. Devontae Kinney to Butts. Coughs it up, now in transition. And they're going to say possession stays with Southside, but it really looked like Brandon Johnson tipped it, and then Didier tipped it last. Didier. Down low. Shot is blocked by Butts. It's Amari Hall. Hall still looking for his first points of the game. 1:35 left here in the third quarter. Inbounds pass goes to Bobo. Foul called on Juan Quarles, his third and team's third. Didier down low, scoop shot is good. Trajan Didier now has 7 points here in the third quarter as Juan Quarles' reverse lay-in is good. Quarles now has 4 points in this game. Didier now with 22 points on the game. In game number 1, he had 21 points. Look for Trajan Didier to be one of the leading scorers in the SAC this season, as he already is after 2 games. Beautiful crossover there by Stevens, but could not hit on the triple. 52.6 seconds left here in the third. It's Didier with the inbounds pass. Lobs it into Bobo. Stevens up top, shorter, being guarded by the 6'8", Keon Brooks. Three-pointer is good by Trajan Didier. Folks, I think it's pretty safe to say that Didier is one of the best shooters in the Fort Wayne area. And he's only a junior. Foul's called on number 10, Amari Hall. For Hall, that's his 4th and the team's 5th. DeMarque Perkins back in. Elijah Holmes checking in for Devontae Kinney. With the inbounds, that's Elijah Holmes. Didier with the defense on Keon Brooks. Brooks driving baseline and finishes. Did not need the second attempt there. That fell on the first time around. Bobo. Didier being guarded by Brandon Johnson. Right-handed dribble drive. Off the glass, it's good. He's fouled. Will head to the free throw line looking for the and one. Foul going to be called on number 13, Juan Quarles. Didier, perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line, rims in. Folks, he's now 14 of 14 on the season from the charity stripe. That's Trajan Didier. Elijah Long going to check in for Juan Quarles, who'll get a breather. And no travel called there on Holmes, but he does finish with the lay-in. Excuse me, that's Elijah Long, who now has 11 points in this game. Northside up 72-58 after 3. Once again, folks, you're listening to Summit City Sports. My name is Jeff Mahoney. On the camera is David Mortensen. And Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud sponsor of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Back at Mahoney Arena. Folks, do not forget about the Christmas party on December the 17th. Juju on That Beat holiday concert party with Zay Hilfiger and Zion McCall. They'll both be performing live. This is an all-ages event. It's Saturday, December 17th at the downtown YMCA at 1020 Bar Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10 in advance, $20 at the door. And you can also get $30 VIP tickets. Back at Mahoney, it's Brandon Johnson with the ball for Northside here in the fourth quarter. Trajan Didier doing most of the scoring for Southside there in the third. Elijah Long, three-point attempts no good. Carball kicks it out. Long gets the board. Has Keon Brooks, but goes straight to it. Keon Brooks with the putback. Keon Brooks now with the steal. He's got Long, but goes high off the glass, no good. You can see already Keon Brooks has only played 1 quarter and 34 seconds. But man, he can do just about everything on the floor. Whether it's throwing it down off the alley-oop, right there he went high off the glass with a contested bunny. And now the block shot. That was on Perkins, DeMarque Perkins. Long out of the corner. Holmes. Long three-pointer by Keon. Left short as the front rim's out. Trajan Didier now in transition. Didier did a great job. They're going to call that foul on the floor. Didier did a great job of waiting for Brooks to get up in the air. That was a great play by Didier trying to hit the 2. They're not going to give him the 2 free throws. Shorter, Stevens. Therese Bobo back over to Didier. Didier's got 2 3-pointers made in this game. He's a perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Foul's called on Brandon Johnson with the block. Didier, the front end of the 1-and-1. It's good. Perfect 8 of 8 now. And 15 of 15 on the season. Second free throw. It's good. Trajan Didier hits them both the first 2 points of the fourth quarter for Southside. Keon Brooks has the only other 2 points for Northside as he regains the ball. Feed goes over to Carball, driving baseline, no good. That was tipped out by Bobo. Brandon Johnson going up for the dunk. That was swatted by Bobo. On the other end, Perkins cannot finish Carball with the rebound. Carball, who has 4 fouls, all 4 coming in the first half. Another block by Therese Bobo. That's Bobo's 3rd block of this game. Now behind the back, it's blocked by Brandon Johnson. Keon Brooks, as Northside settles under control here. 5:57 from Bahia Arena left. As a 3-pointer by Johnson's no good, rebounded by Didier. Northside up 74-60, a 14-point advantage. They had an 11-point lead going into halftime as Didier misses on the 3-pointer. And Coach Shabazz Khalik going to take a timeout. That's a full timeout. We are back at Bahia Arena where the Northside Legends lead at 74-60 over the Southside Archers. Northside entering today's game number 7 ranked in the state of Indiana, Class 4A. They also have a perfect 4-0 record. Southside opened up the season with a loss to Brownsburg. They have a 0-1 record. Brownsburg also a 4A squad as Didier comes up with the board. Trajan Didier, he's been filling it up for Southside at 15 points in the first half. 13 points alone there in the third quarter, and he's got 2 here in the fourth, so he's got 30 points in this game. Ooh, lay-ins blocked by Butts. .506 left in this game, with the Legends up by 14. Courtney Shorter. Shorter had a big first half. Here in the second half has yet to score. He had 13 points, though, in the first. He's also been matched up with Keon Brooks. Brooks did not play in the first half. Shorter has Brooks all the way out on the perimeter. Stevens, long three-pointer, no good. And we got a push in the back. Foul going to be called on Southside. Goes on Therese Bobo.
Therese Bobo, his third, team sixth. Entering for Southside is number 5, Dennis Johnson.
Be interesting to see where Therese Bobo ends up, and I'm thinking as a wide receiver in football, folks, you throw a jump ball to number 2, and he was hard to handle on the gridiron. Butts down low, stays with it, and gets the putback. For Butts, just his third point of the second half. He has 15 in this game.
Entering in for Northside is number 3, Elijah Holmes.
So Elijah Holmes, Devontae Kinney on the floor for Northside, along with Butts, Brandon Johnson, and Keon Brooks Jr. Didier working off the pick set by Johnson. Johnson rolled down, was open. Didier looked at the 3. Good, tough defense being played by Brandon Johnson. Shorter's three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Perkins with the putback. DeMarque Perkins now with 4 points, all in the second half. Ball goes back to Brandon Johnson. Butts. Keon Brooks looked for the reverse jam. Took a little bit of contact, was not able to execute that, but still gets the 2 points. He now has 11 in this game. Did not play the first half. And a beautiful lay-in by Mikhail Stevens. Stevens with 13 points, 4 in the second. 3:15 left to play, 78-64 your score. Northside on top. Devontae Kinney down low, had it knocked away for a second by Didier. Brooks, beautiful spin move. You get Brooks anywhere near the cup and he's gonna finish. Soft touch by number 12. His footwork, you can tell he's just much more explosive this year, I guess you could say.
Re-entering for Northside, number 13, Juan Quarles.
Juan Quarles checking back in for Northside. Taking a breather would be Brandon Johnson. 80-64 is your score. 2:49 left in this game. Butts. Pass nearly stole by Perkins. Devontae Kinney floater, no good. Butts with the putback. Jalen Butts, his 4th point here of the 4th quarter. 3-point attempt by Stevens, no good. Brooks with the rebound. Butts now with 17 points in this game. Quarles, 3-point attempt, no good. Feed goes down low. And Keon Brooks Jr., I think he was looking for a little bit of a foul down there. None called.
Subbing in for Northside, number 10, Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson going to check back in for Northside and for Devontae Kinney. .214 left to play. Northside up 82-64. An 18-point advantage. They were up by 11 at the break. Were these Legends, formerly known as the Redskins. That name just changed over the summer. Marque Perkins. No good. Johnson now looking to go coast to coast, kicks out. Elijah Holmes' three-pointer is good. They're going to say his foot was on the line, so that's a two-pointer there for Holmes. He now has 10 points in this game. Didier trying to find the handle. Johnson off the glass. Dennis Johnson now with 6 points in this game. Over the timeline. Hesitation by Brandon Johnson. Down low is Jalen Butts. Courtney Shorter jumped up and had his legs undercut. Treese Bobo back in for Southside. Elijah Long checks back in for Northside, in for Brandon Johnson. By Hayes starting to clear out as the writing is on the wall with an 18-point advantage for these Legends. 1:20 left to play in the fourth. Didier down low. Bobo has it swatted by Butts from behind. Courtney Shorter, three-pointer off the heel. Rebounded now to Keon Brooks. Oh, with the windmill slam. Keon Brooks Jr., his third just spectacular slamma-jamma here at By-Hay Arena. Keon Brooks now has 17 points in this game. Gotta love it. He's having fun, and the fans are having fun. That's what it's all about here at Northside. Keon Brooks putting on a show for the paying fans in attendance here at By-Hay Arena, Northside High School. Folks, today's game is brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. Back here at By-Hay Arena where the Northside Legends lead it by 20, 86-66. .4 seconds remains. This is Summit City Sports, folks. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel that you are watching this on so you can get notified of all of our broadcast and highlight videos. As Didier hits the first free throw, he's still perfect on the season from the charity stripe. Foul was called on number 2, Elijah Long. And wow, if Didier can make a free throw with the band heckling him a little bit. He's 11 of 11 from the free throw line, entered 7 of 7, so he's 18 of 18 from the charity stripe on the season. That's Trajan Didier, folks. He can fill it up. Straight up. 86-68 is your score. 32 seconds left. Long finds Quarles. And I think Northside's just looking for another spectacular Keon Brooks dunk. 12-foot baseline jumper's no good. Rebounded by Treese Bobo. Didier gives it up. Dennis Johnson with the lay-in. Dennis now has 8 points. Elijah Long and the Northside Legends are just going to run this one out. Jalen Butts. And that will do it, folks. Here from By-Hay Arena, Northside wins it 86-70. Huge game. Jalen Butts had 17 points. Keon Brooks had 17, all in the second half. Trajan Didier finished the game with 32 points, a game high. Thanks so much for joining us once again. My name is Jeff Mahoney, bringing you the play-by-play for tonight's contest. It's Northside winning it 86-70 over Southside. And in the earlier game, it was the Southside Lady Archers winning it 54-26. My name is Jeff Mahoney. And folks, once again, today's broadcast is brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine, a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. It's also brought to you by Sports Center Inc. Sports Center Inc. is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. That's Sports Center Inc. Folks, have a wonderful weekend.